Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and glory forever. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
President Mrs. Hovenstein. Here. Vice President Mr. Kashner. Here. Secretary Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Treasurer Mr. Shuey. Mr. Griffiths.
Here.
Mrs. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Persing.
Here.
Mrs. Smugin.
Here.
Mr. Sosnowski.
Here.
Recognize student accomplishments.
Student accomplishments, Mr. Hockenbrock. We'll have you go first tonight.
I want to recognize the September student of the month. We'll start with middle school student Dakota Durr. So Dakota, the microphone's right there.
I'm Dakota Durr. I'm in 8th grade. I do Bible club and I play football. And some other things I like to do is like football, lifting, ride dirt bikes. And thank you. Is that good?
Didn't they tell you gotta sing? Didn't they tell you?
Dakota Friday on the sidelines too. He helps out Coach Hynoski. So thank you, Dakota. And then high school student Kenny Clinton.
My name is Akim Clinton. I'm in 9th grade. I do football, fishing club, Bible club, science club, wellness club. I like to relax, lift, mostly chill.
So Kim, tell me what you did Friday night.
I caught 2 interceptions.
No way.
His first defensive start. He had 2 interceptions for the Eagles. So.
That's good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good job.
I'm going to one-up you, though, Mr. Hockenbrock. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, the hit on that kickoff was a big hit. That was probably the hardest hit I've seen in a long time. Yeah.
Thank you for having me up here.
That's it for student accomplishments.
Okay. Yeah, we might as well have you go.
Yeah,
Do
go ahead,
your
go ahead,
report,
yeah.
sure.
You may leave if you want, or you can stick around, but thank you again for everything. 2 great students that are here at Shamokin. Okay,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
so tomorrow's big day at the high school. We're having a college fair. We have 25 plus colleges coming in. The National Honor Society students are going to be helping us with it. About 10 o'clock is when I'll call the seniors down, and we'll mix some interested juniors in there. So it's Mr. McCabe and Mr. Weller's been doing this for a while. They go between here and Mount Carmel, so it's not just colleges too. There's nursing schools coming, there's trade schools coming, so it's a great opportunity for our kids. Parents, if you're out there listening, please have your student or your child stop at every stand that's there. It's a great opportunity for them. Then November 1st, we'll be having our financial aid night at the library, and I recommend to all parents and seniors, make sure you attend, especially if you need help filling out your financial aid stuff. December 5th through the 16th will be our winter keystones, and just a reminder to parents and students with Act 158 now, this is a major test. It's always been, but now your graduation requirements are based on it. So it's very important that we start focusing in on our winter keystones, those students that have to take it. We are offering after-school tutoring still. The numbers are low. Teachers are recommending students. We are working on transportation for them also, but I need to make sure we have some more students. So we have teachers there to help our students with anything they want from 2:30 till 4 o'clock. The marking period is going to end here on the 25th. The report cards will be out on November 1st. Parents and students can view those on Synergy. We'll be starting Indian Academy. For those of you who don't know what Indian Academy is, it's for those students that may have missed some work over the marking period. It's an opportunity for them to make up some credits. We'll make sure to contact the parents and the students. If you're not contacted, parents and students, that means that you weren't recommended. So we will make sure to get that information out. But please take advantage of it. Picture Day is coming up on October 24th. We'll also have a dress down day on that day. It just makes it easier for the kids to wear what they want for their photos. I just like to say that since the reinstatement of the original or the dress code that's altered, the students have been amazing. So I appreciate that, as does Mr. Hynoski. We had our club sign-up day last month, and we continue to grow in numbers. The staff's doing just a great job with running clubs and stuff. We had our homecoming dance, and I can't thank Miss Reed and Miss Mikowski enough. They had 320 plus students in the gym for homecoming. It's getting huge. So it was a great success, no problems. Hats off to them, all the teachers that helped, and the students. And it's just been an amazing start to the school year coming off of everything. So, I'd like to, as always, thank Mr. Venn and the board for your continued support. And then just a reminder that Friday is senior night for all fall sports and music students. So come out and watch the Indians win and enjoy the seniors one last time. But just thank you to all the parents for being there and supporting their students throughout their career. And thank you for the students, because it's difficult as with academics alone. Then you throw sports in there, they do a good job. And I'm pretty proud of them. So,
Okay, thank you. Okay, also here tonight is Mr. Kiefer, so we'll hear about the elementary school.
Okay, thank you. First, I'd like to make a comment about our Touch and Truck event tonight. It was awesome. Title I always does a great job. We had quite a few students and families, and the horn was a honking all night, and that was we need to disable the horns maybe. No, the kids enjoy it. There was lots of beeping going on. Lots of students were happy. They were getting candy. They were in the back of ambulances and race cars and all kinds of things. We had front loader down there, so the kids really enjoyed it. So I just want to thank not only our staff that worked tirelessly to organize the event, but also the community coming out and being available for our kids to see these things, these experiences. So just want to thank everybody that was involved in the community. Really neat thing at the elementary. We had perfect attendance. We did a perfect attendance initiative for August and September. We had 386 students with perfect attendance. Wow. The first month of school. It's an all-time high for us. It's the largest amount of students we've ever had since we've implemented the ATSI initiative. So that was a wonderful thing. I had the pleasure of picking up 368 donuts from Walmart, which was a really neat thing, and they were thrilled and elated. The bakers, they said they were going to make them red and white for Mount Carmel. I said, you do that, then I'm going to have to take them to the return counter. But we had purple and white donuts, which was really neat, and the kids enjoyed them. We had a few belly aches in the morning because you wouldn't believe how quickly they can devour a donut at 9 o'clock in the morning, but the kids really enjoyed it, and we had every grade level come down and get donuts. So that was a really nice thing. We're planning for October, November to do a Brownie Sunday party, so we have some things there. We're going to try to continue this each month. For the first time since I've been here, we implemented Students of the Month. And we had identified Students of the Month for September. I'm going to hand this off to the board. You can look at our nomination process and what we sent home to families. I want to thank Mr. Venna for the season passes. So when a student is identified as being a Student of the Month from their teachers, that's who nominates them. There's a lot of cool perks, and one of the neat perks that students get is a season pass to all the home events for the season. Which is a really great thing. Their eyes light up when they hear they're getting a season pass and they go to any Shamokin Indians game, free of charge. We also give them a nice certificate that's signed by Mr. Venna and administration at the elementary school, myself and Mr. Carnuccio. We also contact the newspaper, and I know they're going to be running their information in the newspaper. But I'd like to share with you the names tonight, maybe a little bit about these 4 special students.
It was I think it was in the paper today, actually.
Yeah, it was in the paper. All right, so that's awesome. We're doing it for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th this year, and each month we're going to identify a student of the month. The student of the month is, we use academic criteria. We also use behavioral, how they're involved in the community, how they treat other people, are they filling out tribe cards and being a positive influence on our school community. So there's a lot of different criteria that staff uses to rate these students. Our 3rd grade student was Lucas Etzel. Lucas is the son of Kenny and Lisa Etzel from Cole Township. His favorite subject in school is math, and he's actively involved in a gym and reading club at the elementary, as well as ASO soccer outside of school. In his free time, he likes to play Roblox and Nintendo Switch, like most kids. They like to play games, but he also does love to go camping and fishing in New York. When he grows up, he wants to be a teacher, and I think he'd be a very highly qualified teacher. In 4th grade, we had Peyton Heitzman. Peyton is the daughter of Tom and Kim Heitzman from Paxinas. Her favorite subject in school is math, and she's actively involved in math, art, and gym at the elementary school. And she also dances through Karen Gronsky's School of Dance. She also is active in her church, which is Stonington Baptist, and when she grows up, she also wants to be a teacher. We have a lot of students that want to be teachers. So congratulations to Peyton. Also, now we have in 5th grade, Ava Moore. Ava's the daughter of Ashley Sassani and Mike Moore from Shamokin. Her favorite subject in school is math, and she's actively involved in cheerleading, volleyball, and swimming. In her free time, Ava enjoys four-wheeling, painting, camping, biking, hanging out with friends, and playing board games. And when she grows up, guess what she wants to be?
Teacher.
Teacher. Our 6th grade student of the month for September was Farah Belmahi. Farah is the daughter of Soraya and Lorari Balmahi. Sorry, it's like a tongue twister for me. And they're from Shamokin. Her favorite subject in school is math. She's actively involved in student council, swimming, basketball, and orchestra. In her free time, Farah enjoys to cook and try out new recipes. When she grows up, she wants to be... No!
I love this
She
one.
wants to be a kid's doctor or the president of the United States of America. So I thought that was really
I love it.
We're very proud of them. We're very proud of them. If you come into the elementary school, we have a big banner with their pictures and names, and they're over the moon. So we're excited that it's had that much of an impact on our students and being able to recognize the positive. We did hold student council. We had, if you know, our student council is an organization with student leaders advised by teachers. They provide leadership opportunities. They serve the student body. They get involved in community events. Right now they're doing the October sock drive, and they'll be helping out at the trunk or treat that's coming up this week. So we have a bunch of 6th grade and 5th grade representatives, but I'd like to share the names of the officers that won the election out at the elementary school. Ava Weaver was elected treasurer. Bailey Latshaw was elected secretary. Ronnie Stankiewicz was elected vice president. And our president this year is Michaela Wilson. So we're very proud of those students for taking an active leadership role in all that the student council does. Everything from they do a dance in the winter, and they do a lot of drives, food drives, sock drives. So we're very proud of the work that they're doing and the commitment that those students are making. Halloween parade and parties, Thursday, October 27th at 1:45, promptly at the lower level of the elementary. We will be holding our Halloween parade. That information will be going out to parents as well, but I wanted to present it today at the meeting. All students in grade K through 6 are encouraged to participate. Similar to previous years, students will not be allowed to furnish accessories that resemble weapons or anything like that, so we are going to continue with that practice. Also, when the parade begins, parents and spectators are asked to park in 1 of 2 designated parking areas. If you remember last year, when I came here the first year, we had a problem with parents parking in that parking lot inside the parade lines. So then we had some parents that tried to leave early, and it created an unsafe situation. So at this point, we've barricaded things and blocked things off. No parent is to park inside that parking lot across from Edgewood, which is in the parade route. They're to park either in the faculty staff lot out here, at the high school, or down at the stadium, and they'll have to make time to walk up. okay? We will allow parents to stand along the parade route, which is the lower level circle, okay? More information is forthcoming. I just wanted to make you aware of the date and the time that that parade will take place. Just a reminder to parents, we have parent-teacher conferences coming up. Please contact your child's teacher and schedule a conference. Good, bad, and different. You should definitely be making time to meet and discuss academic progress and behavioral needs that your child might have in the classroom. So please make sure that you're doing that by the end of the week. Also, we wrapped up iReady and Acadian's testing for the fall with promising results. Just to highlight a few things, we experienced higher than usual growth. You know, when you look at, and I'll provide this to you, when we look after 30 days of instruction, 46% of our kindergarten students were at benchmark overall for the year, which was the second highest in 4 years. You know, and that's at the kindergarten level. If we look at first grade, after 30 days of instruction, 59% of our first grade students are at benchmark, which means they're at grade level or above grade level, which is the highest in 4 years. And in second grade, after 30 days of instruction, 44% of our second graders are at benchmark, which is the highest in 4 years as well. So we're seeing the hard work start to pay off. We're seeing more fluent readers come up through, and our goal is obviously to have proficient readers, you know, by the time they're through with second grade. We should not have students in third, fourth, and fifth grade that are struggling readers, which is why we made some of the changes we did. So I guess that is it for tonight. I thank you for your time. I know it's a little long-winded. Mr. Hockenbrock's falling asleep over here. I'll give you that, and we're good. Thank you so much. Mike, you made my life easy when you do all that stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Kiefer. Lots of good stuff happening at both schools, so great job. Thank you, gentlemen.
Citizens' comments. Move along, work session agenda.
Okay, nothing right now?
Old business, I need a motion to approve item 501.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to approve item 502.
Second.
On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion to approve item 503. On the question, roll call.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugin.
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski. Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve item number 601.
Second.
On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to approve item 602.
Motion. Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugin.
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski. Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve item 603.
Motion.
Question, roll call.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugin.
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes. Need a motion to approve item 604.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugin.
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yeah.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item 605.
Motion. Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugin.
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski. Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item 606.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Motion to approve item 607.
Motion. Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes. Need a motion to approve item 608.
Motion. The motion. Second.
Okay, on the question, roll call.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item 609.
So moved.
Second. On the question, roll call.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item 6.10.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item number 6.11.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes, I'd just like to thank the board for this. This is like one of my pet peeves with these. There's so much wrong with these cars on them. I mean, I have no problem with it, revisiting it once we see foundations go up, but for property to sit 10 years at a time with nothing happening, it's just, so I'm sure we'll get some kind of pushback from some politician that we're impeding progress, but when we see progress, then we can revisit it.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes. Yes. I need a motion to approve item number 6.12.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve item 6.13. Motion.
Second.
On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it.
6.14, just some language needs to be added, so I'm gonna read it. The motion should say to accept the proposal for business privilege tax current and delinquent collection services, and it should read, I move to accept the proposal from Keystone Collections Group to provide business privilege tax current and delinquent collection services for Shamokin Area School District at a cost of 2% commission plus postage, effective January 1, 2023 through December 31, 2025, and contingent upon solicitor review and approval. So, that should be the motion.
Motion to approve item 6.14 as stated.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Okay. Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Okay, 6.15 should read, I move to accept the proposal from More Renovations for the purchase of vehicle barriers at a cost of $37,372.94, effective award date of PCCD School Safety and Mental Health Grant and contingent upon solicitor review and approval.
Motion.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Okay, 6.16 should read, I move to accept the proposal from Promax Fence Systems for the purchase of fencing at a cost of $55,636, effective award date of PCCD School Safety and Mental Health Grant and contingent upon solicitor review and approval.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes. Okay, I need, on personnel. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I missed. Okay, so I need a motion to approve 6.17.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going on to personnel. I need a motion to approve all personnel items from 7:01 through 7.20 as listed.
Motion. Second.
On the question, roll call.
Just a second. Maybe table 701. You're not voting on it until you're here from, or if you're just gonna accept it, go ahead.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna table,
Remove 701 from.
remove 7:01. Okay.
So it's 702.
Okay, so I change that. So we need to move to approve items 7:02 through 7:20 as listed. I need a motion to approve. Motion? Second, Jeff? Okay, on the question, roll call.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mrs. Hovenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian.
Yes.
Mr. Sisneski.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Okay, board member reports. Do we have any board member reports tonight? Executive session was held for personnel on Tuesday, October 11th from 5 PM to 8:20 PM, and Tuesday, October 18th from 5:30 PM to 7:20 PM prior to the regular board meeting. No more citizens' comments. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.